Hey everyone, thanks for taking the time today to jump on today's training on how to maximize your lead flow with pay-per-click and Google AdWords for your roofing business. Pay-per-click marketing is kind of one of those things. A lot of people have tried it and a lot of people have failed at it. And so it's one of those things that we really want to dive into and get some real good information to you on it as to how to do it right. And this is part of our digital dominance webinar series. So throughout the year here, we're going to be doing webinars on multiple topics. We've talked about how to get your SEO right, how to have your website convert effectively. Now we're on to pay-per-click, and we'll be continuing these efforts throughout the year to help you with your knowledge and help increase sales for your business. The mission of Roofer Marketers is to increase sales for roofing contractors through internet marketing. And we do that through two ways. The first thing we do, the first way we do that through is through our education, like we're doing here today. The second way is through our digital marketing agency, where we actually do the work for companies. And so that's what we want to, so today we're going to talk about pay-per-click marketing. But I want to make sure that we have your full attention. Something like this, as you'll see in some of the case studies that we have today, can generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for your business. So it's extremely important that, take this hour, make sure you pay attention. I know it's difficult. We're all really busy, but try to, turn off your cell phone, turn off your Facebook. If you're serious about doubling or tripling your ROI from your pay-per-click campaigns, then the next 60 minutes are really critical for your business. So what we're going to cover today is why pay-per-click is the key to unlimited scalability in your lead flow for your business. And that's one of the critical things about pay-per-click marketing. And we're also going to go through some live examples of pay-per-click campaigns that are working, right? And generating 5 to 10 times ROI for other roofing companies that we work with. And then we're going to go into detail about how to set up and structure your pay-per-click campaigns to maximize the efficiency of those campaigns and maximize your return on investment. And we're going to talk about the key performance indicators that you need to watch out for while you're running these campaigns, how to track them properly, how to develop really, really high converting landing pages, and a really critical campaign, how to properly structure your campaigns in Google AdWords. And so with all of that, if you stay to the end of the webinar today, give us a full 30 minutes. We're going to provide you with our master keyword, negative keyword list. Everyone with Google advertising and paid search, you always think about what keywords you're going to bid on. But as equally and sometimes more important are the negative keywords that you put into your campaigns to eliminate wasted ad spend. And so this is our master negative keyword list, and we'll be providing that at the end of the webinar today. And so stick around to the end, take some time. Who are we? Why should you listen to us? Well, we're the authors of Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales by turning your website into a lead generation machine. We're active members of the National Roofing Contractors Association, and we do this every day. We only work with roofing contractors all across the country. This is what we do. And today we're going to start off by talking about, should pay-per-click be part of your overall internet marketing strategy? And of course, we believe that to be true. Pay-per-click is a very integral part of any internet marketing strategy, and it's because it provides a lot of flexibility. And we'll go into that. But with your internet marketing strategy, there are a lot of pieces to it, right? You can have your Google search, your Facebook, your social media. You can be on Angie's List, Yelp, House Porch. You can be doing email marketing as part of your internet marketing strategy. Buying leads from Home Advisor, eLocal, all these places. And then also, the main one that people think of is SEO and getting your website ranked. local SEO, getting your website ranked in the maps section, in the 3-pack. All of those are part of your internet marketing process and strategy. Pay-per-click is one piece of that, but it's a very important piece. All of these pieces here on the digital dominance method are tools that you can use to generate leads for your business, and each serve their own type of purpose, right? So we're going to talk about how pay-per-click marketing should be part of your internet marketing strategy and why. And the first why is that you start to show up quickly, right? With SEO and other types of internet marketing efforts, it takes a while to start showing up in the Google search results. If you're doing social media marketing, it takes a while to build your audience, to have enough people to generate lead flow from. But with pay-per-click marketing, you can start up and show up quickly. You can show up as often as possible and where your customers are looking, right? There's commercial intent behind every search query that displays pay-per-click ads. So with that commercial intent, these are people that are looking for your business today and within your local area. So you can get really granular as to what you're showing your ads for and what locations you're showing your ads for. And we'll go into that more and more. You can show up for non-geo-modified terms like roofer, roofing company, roof repair, and roof replacement outside of where you're physically located. So Google has taken on has really been structuring their search results for roofing contractors in a very geo-targeted way. If you're on one side of a metropolitan area and searching for a roofing contractor, you're going to get a very different set of results than on the other side of a major metropolitan area. And that's because Google wants to present local results for those searchers. But with paid advertising, you have the ability to show up for those searches in areas that you're not very specifically located in, right? So that's a very a great thing to be able to do. And there's unlimited scalability, of course, within the search volume of your area, but there is unlimited scalability to pay-per-click campaigns. And there's a lot of reasons why pay-per-click campaigns fail, and mostly it's the failure to understand the AdWords auction process and the complexity of the roofing industry, right? And if you're using companies out there are a lot of companies that will run, that will do pay-per-click management, but they don't understand the complexity of the roofing industry specifically. They run ads for many different kinds of companies, and that's a big no-no. So you want to be able to set up one ad group you don't want to set up one ad group for all services, roofing, metal roofing, roof repair, roof replacement, and stick them all into one little area. You want to use very specific ad groups for each designated type of service that you provide, and we'll go into detail about that a little bit later. And you want to use specific ads and landing pages for each group of of keywords. So, and you want to have a strong call to action or offer on each of these landing pages, right? And so, why most of those fail is because they don't have those, and a lot of times people just send that traffic to their homepage, right? So someone's looking for a roof repair and they end up on your homepage. Someone's searching for metal roofing, they end up on your homepage. Someone's searching for commercial roofing contractor, they end up on your homepage. Well, your homepage is usually a collection of your services, right? So you're talking about multiple services that you provide. And so it's not a targeted, focused area. It does not give the user a specific action to perform. So with landing pages is what is the most efficient way of doing this. Landing pages allow us to give someone a specific action that we want them to perform, either call us or fill out a form, and we can speak to them in correlation to what they search for, right? So if they search for metal roofing contractor, we're going to display a page that talks about metal roofing contractor. So we're going to go through a few pay-per-click case studies with some of our current clients, just to kind of show you the power of what pay-per-click marketing can do. And the first company that we're going to talk about here is BGM Restoration. Kevin has been in the roofing industry for decades, and he had left the company that he was with and started his own in October of 2018, and came on board with us to do his marketing for him. And so we built him out a new website, and we're working on his SEO, and then we started implementing these paid search campaigns for him. And we're looking at January through May of this year of 2019. And Kevin is a one-man shop. He's the guy that answers the phone. He's the guy that does the sales, and he manages his crews. And through this time period, we've generated 80 leads for his business at a total pay-per-click ad spend of $5,989.33. So that's $74.87 per lead. And with that, you can imagine that creates a great return on investment if he can close these deals properly, which he does. And so in this, you can see that there's a lower cost per lead even than some home advisor leads, right? So if you're buying leads from even Home Advisor, you could be spending $100, $130 for a roof replacement lead and sharing that lead with 3 other contractors. So with pay-per-click advertising and with BGM Restorations, we generated these leads for $74.87. And so what that comes out to be with 80 leads at a conversion rate of 30%, 24 booked jobs. Average sale for BGM in his area is $7,350 approximately. So he closed about 24 jobs with $176,000 in revenue from that pay-per-click marketing effort, from that nearly $6,000 ad spend, or about a 29 times ROI on that. Now, if you take his profit out of it, of course, it's all about profit and your return on investment. So let's say he has a 20% profit margin on there. That's still, $35,000 in profit from a $6,000 ad spend. It's a great ROI for your business if done right. Another company that we've been working with for a while is Industrial Construction. They're out in the Philadelphia area. They do a lot of flat roof stuff, a lot of roof repair stuff where, Kevin does a lot of roof replacement. So just in April 30th through May 29th, so the last 30 days, we've generated 31 leads through pay-per-click marketing for them at $77.25 a lead. They've only invested $2,400 in pay-per-click advertising. So we're talking about 31 leads, conversion rate again about 30%, about 12 booked jobs, with their average sale at being $2,385. That's $28,000 in revenue into their business, with a $2,400 ad spend. Alabama Discount Roofing, they're in a more rural area. Where the other companies that we just mentioned, BGM is down in the Atlanta metro. Industrial Roofing Construction is in the Philadelphia metro area. Alabama's down in Birmingham. From October 28th through March 31st, we generated 93 leads through pay-per-click marketing for them, $3,500 investment, and an average cost per lead of $37.67. So less competition in a smaller area, and so we're able to have a lower cost per lead. So 93 leads, again, conversion rate about 30%, 28 booked jobs, $131,000 in revenue into the business. 37x their ad spend, right? So pay-per-click marketing is an extremely powerful way of marketing your business and accelerating your lead flow. Now into Prominent Construction, a more established company, projected to do about $8 million this year. Been with us since 2015. This is a April 1st, 2018 to October 31st, 2018, so the roofing season of last year. Through their pay-per-click marketing efforts, they have a lot bigger budgets, $26,000 in ad spend through that time period, but 384 leads generated for their business, right? $68.67 per lead for their business. And so, at 384 leads with a conversion rate of 30%, 115 booked jobs, average job for them is $81.45. That's $936,000 in revenue coming into their business, almost $1 million coming into their business just from their pay-per-click marketing efforts, right? So 35x their ad spend, right? So pay-per-click marketing is one of the most powerful ways to generate leads online, but you have to be able to do it right. And so now we're going to talk about how to structure and set up your pay-per-click marketing campaigns to keep this, to minimize this lead cost and maximize your ROI. And so for this, I'd like to bring in Brian. Brian manages our fulfillment team and manages all of this. And so he's going to go into detail about what to do for, to maximize this lead flow. And I'm going to turn the controls over to him. And Brian, if you want to go into detail for these people and show them what they really need to do to make this happen.
Definitely. How's it going, everyone? So yeah, let's dive into how we're going to set up and structure our pay-per-click marketing campaigns to get that maximum return on investment. Let's switch to the next slide here. There we go. So how to structure your campaign. First thing, that is the most important thing, conversion tracking is a must. You need to have conversion tracking installed on your pay-per-click campaigns. If you don't have it installed, you're not going to be able to track, how much you're spending, how much return on your investment you're getting. In that case, you may as well not be doing it at all. Also, your campaign needs to be broken into these smaller ad groups. We don't want one large advertising campaign targeting all sorts of different keywords. We want to kind of break them down by the various services that you might provide. So whether it's, roof repair, roof replacement, metal roofing, tile roofing, etc. Making sure that you have a strong understanding of what keyword match types are. And also not to forget about, Jim mentioned this before, on negative keywords. We'll go into that a little bit more. And you need to be able to write compelling text ads. Remember that we're writing advertising. We're trying to sell something. So you need to get your point across in the ads. It needs to resonate with what the customer just typed into Google. It needs to entice them to click on you and get over to your landing page to hopefully get that call or that lead coming in. And then lastly, we'll talk about how to leverage ad extensions in your Google pay-per-click campaign. So how you can make your ad really stand out on the Google search results page. You're fighting with 4 other competitors here, so you really want to be able to take advantage of that real estate. Struggling here with the, okay, there we go. So again, remember, don't even think about spending another penny until you have this conversion tracking set up in place on your advertising campaigns. Again, if you can't track, your spend, your cost per click, where your leads are coming from, which keywords are working, which aren't, you're not going to be able to understand how much of a return on investment you're getting. In that case, it's not even worth it to run advertising campaigns. So make sure that is set up. So the conversion tracking essentials, the first thing is you want to have dynamic number swapping with different phone numbers for your pay-per-click traffic versus your organic traffic and your direct traffic. So you should be able to track when a lead comes in, is this coming through a pay-per-click advertising campaign, or did this come from someone maybe just typing in your business's website and going to it directly, or did they find you via, typing in your name on Google, stuff like that. So you need to be able to track where the lead came from, but you can do this by using what we call dynamic number replacement. That's one of the essentials for conversion tracking. And what it does is it's called dynamic number swapping. So if someone were to, for instance, go to Google, type in, roofing contractor near me. They see your ad up at the top. They click on it. It goes to your landing page. What would happen is your regular phone number would be on that landing page, but because it came from a pay-per-click Google ad, our number swapping system would detect that and switch out the number with a new tracking number. And that tracking number allows us to see that, yes, it came from an advertising campaign, and we can track it back to that keyword that they typed in Google. And then again, you also want to have web form tracking set up as well. It's going to be the same as the calls, but for any of the contact forms that come through. And then you just want to have that conversion tracking completely built into the AdWords campaign, so you can really determine down to the granular level which ad group that you had set up was generating the lead, as well as the actual keyword that they typed in, like I said before. So the most important KPIs to really take note of when it comes to Google AdWords. First off, you want to know how much you're spending, so your total spend. And that's usually on a monthly basis. You usually set like a monthly budget, and then not always going to spend that full amount, but you need to know at least how much you spent that month, so we can calculate the return on investment. Then the average cost per click. So every time someone clicks on one of your ads, you want to know how much that's costing per keyword, and you can get a good average cost by looking at your AdWords campaign and your dashboard. And then you want to know what the average cost per lead is. So for instance, a lot of our campaigns are going to convert at around 30%. So that would mean basically you'll have 3 clicks. For every 3 clicks, you'll get 1 lead. And on average, it's really going to, again, Jim mentioned this before, you see in like the rural areas, you might be able to get leads for as low as, I think the Alabama one, we had around $37 a lead. It's just because there's not as much competition. But then you go into cities like Dallas or something like that, you're looking at more along the 125 to 150 per lead, just because there's so much competition in that area. So again, return on investment is going to be that most important KPI though. So you want to know how much money you're putting in and how much you're getting out, so you can know, what kind of multiple you're getting on the return from your actual advertising dollars. It's best to have a dashboard to understand exactly what kind of return on investment you're getting. This is an example of what we provide to our clients. It essentially has the amount of leads that we've generated through pay-per-click, your total pay-per-click investment, and then calculating the average cost per lead, along with kind of a breakdown on the number of clicks you actually got to your ads, what your conversion rate was. But obviously the most important things are those 3 numbers at the top, really understanding your return on investment from what you've put into this actual campaign. If you can track that true return on investment, even better. So it's just breaking down, you can see if it's organic or it's pay-per-click or if it's a direct lead. So let's kind of go into how to structure your pay-per-click campaigns. Get a little more technical here, but this will help those of you that are maybe doing this yourself, or have someone within your team doing it for you. So your campaign, again, needs to be broken down into a bunch of smaller ad groups. Again, we don't want one large ad group. We want multiple smaller ones targeting the various services that you provide. So when people type it in, the ad actually matches what people are typing in on Google, and that's going to allow them to, it's going to be more enticing for them to click over. So there's a couple different things that we'll do. We'll do like a brand campaign. Brand campaign would just be running keywords for your actual brand. So, if you're John's Roofing Company, we'd run ads to John's Roofing Company. Now, it's going to be really cheap to do this, but it's just something that works well, because, sometimes other people will bid on your actual brand name. So it can be helpful to do. So then you go down into the general roofing terms. So you got roofing company, roofing contractor, roofing service, roofing estimate, etc. Each one of those keywords is going to be its own ad campaign. So, every time that someone type in roofing company or roofing contractor, they'll get an ad that says that same exact thing. Again, it's going to help. It's going to entice people to click over. Then you got the roofing types. So different types of roofs. If you're doing asphalt shingle or metal, tile, cedar, having a different ad group targeting each of those. This is where we see a good return on investment for a lot of our clients. they'll be typing in, people will be looking for a metal roof, and not a lot of people will actually have a campaign or an ad group targeting metal roofs. So it tends to work and convert very well for a lot of our clients. And then you're breaking it down into the other types of like residential roofing, commercial roofing, roof repair, replacement, even run different ad groups for like storm and hail damage. Those seem to, work well specifically after a storm has just taken place. And then lastly here, you got like the modifiers. So a lot of the big ones that we see is using something like roofing or local roofing companies, or best roofing companies near me. So we'll add near me to the ad group to all of these general roofing terms. And that will, again, allow for that to pop up, and we'll get a better quality score. We'll pop up higher in the search results for Google Ads. And again, it's just going to entice more people to click over. And the same goes with like the cities and the states, appending those to the end of like roofing company Dallas, roofing contractor Dallas, stuff like that. That location really gets people, because if they're in that area, it's going to allow them to know that, you work locally. They seem to convert a lot better when you have a specific ad group with that type of stuff on the end of it. So in your actual Google Ads dashboard, you'll see, you got all on the left-hand side there, those are all the ad groups that we start with running. So again, you got one for roofing company, contractor, and then the cities, we got like Minneapolis, St. Paul, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about keyword types. In AdWords, there's 4 different types of keywords that you can put within your ad groups. The first one would be broad match. And broad match would mean that you're just putting the word, for instance, roofer or just roofing into a ad group. We don't ever actually use broad match, because when you put in broad match into a campaign, Google will go out, and anything that's typed into Google that's related to the word roofer or roofing, so roofs, you might even get a bunch of other random stuff that's very similar. Google will show your ad for that stuff, and it ends up being a lot of wasted spend. So we actually don't even use that whatsoever. It's one of the few keyword types that we don't use. Modified broad match is the next one that we would use. So this is kind of a take on broad match, but it makes it a little more granular. So for instance, in your campaign, you'd put the little plus sign in front of each of your keywords that you want to use. So for instance, Dallas roofers. So essentially what you're telling Google for the keyword Dallas roofers and modified broad match is that they will show your ad for any type of search query that's typed into Google that has the word Dallas and the word roofers in it, no matter what order. So if someone typed in roofers Dallas, your ad would show. If someone typed in Dallas roofers near me, your ad would show. So you can see how it takes anything before and after, as long as those 2 words are within the search that people type into Google. So it's a good way to kind of grab all the search traffic that you're not really sure yet that people are typing into in the area. There is still the likelihood you could get a bunch of keywords typed in that you don't want, and that is the kind of the up down of it. So you kind of got to decide up front what you want to do with that. But it's a good way to capture all that additional search traffic. So the next type of keyword would be phrase match. So this would just be putting keywords in quotes. And basically this is telling Google that you want to show your ad for anything that is typed in that has that within the phrase. So if it's roofer near me, anything that's appended to after roofer near me or before roofer near me, it will show your ad for. So if someone typed in best roofers near me, then your ad would show. Or if they typed in roofers in Dallas, Texas, because the roofers in Dallas is in the phrase, it would still show in Google for when people type that in. So it's a way to narrow it down a little more, but you're still going to get allow people to search for stuff that comes before that phrase and after the phrase. And then finally, you have exact match. An exact match is exactly as what you think it would be. Anything that is encompassed in these brackets is what's going to show. So if someone types in Dallas roofers and you have the keyword as Dallas roofers, an exact match, your ad will show. But if someone types in Dallas roofers near me, then your ad will not show because that's not encompassed in that exact match in the brackets. So hopefully that makes a little sense. But it's good to understand what these 4 different types of keyword types are because they become crucial for each ad campaign that you launch. And then the big one, and this is what we talked about before, you got to pay attention to negative keywords. These are almost more important than the actual keywords that you put into your ad groups. Mainly because people that don't put in enough negative keywords into their campaigns actually end up spending a lot more money than they want to. And there's a lot of different negative keywords out there that you just wouldn't probably think of. And essentially what you're doing when you put in a negative keyword into a campaign is you're telling Google, I want to show my ads for the keywords that I put in my ad groups, but I don't want to show them if someone types into Google and one of these negative keywords is in their search query. So what some of the big ones that we tend to see are anything like related to jobs, work, employment. So you're gonna get a lot of subcontractors typing in roofing jobs, or find me some work in the roofing industry, stuff like that. So you want to make sure you eliminate those from your campaign. Anything careers, you see a lot of people typing in like the roof on a truck or roof on a car. They might be wanting to go to an auto body shop. So that's some stuff that you want to eliminate. Any type of associations. Another one is the word in, just because when you think about it, you see like Red Roof Inn, popular hotel or motel, and you see that a lot. So make sure you eliminate the word in. Also the word red, honestly. And then supplies, stores, stuff like that. That's not going to get you leads. People that are typing that in just really aren't, they're not usually homeowners that are looking for, a roof estimate. And then some other ones that a lot of other people don't think about are like major cities and states. You get a lot of marketers at the same time typing in like roofing Dallas if you're not in Dallas, stuff like that. And then like people just asking little questions like, how do I install a roofing shingle and stuff like that. That's not going to guarantee you leads. It's going to be a wasted spend if you do stuff like that. And then also another big one that we learned the hard way back in the beginning is you need to eliminate a lot of your competitors from your ad campaigns, because people will type in, well, for instance, if you allow the search roofing Dallas, for instance, as like a modified broad match, you might get someone typing in the company they already know. So such as, John's Roofing Dallas. Since the word roofing Dallas is in that, it's going to show your ad, but they're going to be thinking that they're going to be clicking on the ad thinking they're going to be calling John's Roofing Dallas. In some instances, it might be an advantage to you. Maybe you'll think that you might be able to steal the business away from them, but more often than not, it's people already that are talking to them or just have a question for them. And at the same time, you just spent $20 on a click that you didn't need just because you didn't eliminate that competitor name from your campaign. So all of these are stuff to think about. Check out at the end of this presentation. Again, we'll give you our master negative keyword list that you can put on your campaigns. So let's talk about how to write compelling text ads. You want to create a text ad that resonates with what your customer typed into Google. So you want to entice them to click on you versus the other 3 or 4 ads that are up at the top in the competition. Some key points: less is more. So, get your point across and get it across quickly. You want to get them to click. Tell them exactly what you want them to do. If they're looking for an estimate, you can come here for a free roofing estimate. If you have a special offer for that particular service that they searched, this is a good thing to do. We see some of our best conversion rates come from putting some sort of offer in the headline, like, get some sort of amount up to a certain amount off. stuff like that. And then finally, you give them kind of one decision. And this is kind of for that landing page, but you want to tell them to either call or click to submit a contact form, and that's it. So don't give them too many options to stray from once they get to your site. So once they click over, it should be a simple, landing page that allows them to, do what they came there to do, give you a call or submit a contact form. And here's just some examples of some of our best performing text ads that we've seen work really well. And again, this reiterates what I just talked about. If you really tell them what they're looking for, free roof estimate in Minneapolis. If you're a Minneapolis homeowner, it's probably what you want. You also see $2,500 off new roof special. Oh, that's a pretty good deal. I'm going to click on that. So numbers and the word free, stuff like that, tend to typically get the best click-through rate for us and tend to convert the best. And it just really makes you stand out on the page. And that's very similar with the rest of these ads that you'll see as well. And in Google AdWords, there are multiple ad sections for you to steal. Now, typically for the text ads up the top there, you're going to see 3 or 4 different text ads, including maybe the one that you occupy. But there is also a local ad extension that can put you in that map pack, and it almost doesn't even look like an ad, to be honest. We've seen this to be pretty effective for a lot of our clients by getting them pushed into that map pack, and then you actually have 2 slots of real estate on the Google search results, even above any SEO or Google organic rankings. So you have the potential to get 2 of the 5 ad slots, just from Google AdWords. So one way to really make your ads kind of pop out on that page, and again, we're talking about this a lot because it's very important that you remember that there's a lot of competition on the Google search results, and especially when it comes to ads, there's going to be 3 or 4 other companies competing with you. So you need to make your ads really stick out and entice people to click over to your landing page. So this is one way to do that, is to use extensions. You can see here there's 4 different examples. There's a bunch of different types of extensions that we use, but these are kind of the big ones that we do use. So call out extensions, they're kind of highlighting the main points and some real good things about that particular company. So for instance, for this one, you'll see they have 75 years of experience. They offer a 10-year workmanship warranty, and they're family owned and operated. Those are all things that people look for when it comes to a roofer and will really catch their attention. Then you got like site link extensions. So those would be links to different pages that are on your website or different landing pages in our case. So it's just one more thing, if they're typing in roofing, that's pretty general. But if they see, something that says asphalt roofing, roof replacement, roof repair, and metal roofing, those are different site links. If one of those catches their eyes, like, oh yeah, I was looking for a metal roof, that's going to entice them to click. Call extension is going to throw your phone number into that ad so they can quickly call from the actual Google search query. And then location extensions is kind of what on that last slide I talked about. You can actually get them to appear underneath your ad, so it'll show that you're local, which is a big thing, again, for homeowners. They want to know that you're a local roofing company, but it also can allow you to push your ad into that map pack again. So 2 big points to use a location extension. And then setting your site extensions is very easy. You just go into your campaign and go to add extensions, and you can see just how many different types of extensions there are. The more you use, the more likely that Google will show them. So we try and use as many as possible. But again, we've seen the ones that I mentioned on that previous page to be the most effective when it comes to using actual ad extensions. And you have to land the visitors on a very well thought out, solid landing page. And that landing page needs to be built to convert. The biggest mistake we see, and we still see people do, is send ad traffic to their homepage on their website, which is a big no-no in the ads universe, because basically what you're doing is you're sending people to a site and it's giving them all sorts of different options. It's not telling them clearly what what you want them to do. On a landing page, it's built specifically to target to that search query that they typed in. So if they typed in, for instance, Panama City Beach roofing or Florida Panhandle roofing companies, they're going to land on a landing page like this. It's going to give them a few highlighted bullet points. So it's going to offer the benefits of their service. It's going to have an offer at the top, and it's going to tell them, call now. You can call at this number, or you can fill out this form and we'll contact you right away. Those are the only options that it allows you to do, and it makes people do one of those two things, and that's where that conversion rate will really go up if you have a dedicated landing page for your ads rather than sending them to a page on your website or to your home page on your website. So let's just kind of reiterate what we talked about. Conversion tracking is a must. You need to be able to track your Google Ads campaigns from start to finish. So you need to know, what people are clicking on, how much it's costing you, and then which keywords are actually converting for you, so you can do more, use more of your ad spend towards those keywords versus others. Remember to break down your campaign into those smaller ad groups. So let's not, throw every type of keyword into one ad group. Let's do one ad group on roofing in Dallas, and then one on roofing companies, one on roofing services, one on metal roofing, etc. Make sure you have a strong understanding of those keyword match types we talked about. Remember, there's the modified broad match, the phrase, and the exact match. You can use all of them in your ad groups. Just remember that each one will be a little different, and depending on which keywords you're actually using. And then remember, you need to write compelling text ads. You're writing an advertisement, so you need to get something that's going to resonate with the homeowner or business owner that's searching for your roofing service. So make sure your ad entices them to click over to your landing page. And then remember, we have those ad extensions. Those are going to be very important, and make sure to have that solid, well thought out landing page that when people actually do click on your ads, it's going to convert well for you. So here's just some questions you should really ask if you're using a pay-per-click like agency or provider or marketing company. These are some companies that are some questions I would really just consider asking them. Whether you haven't started yet, or if you are working with them, this might be stuff to ask them if you're not sure of it. So first thing would be, how much of your budget is actually going on your ad spend versus the management fees. So a lot of so say you might spend have a monthly budget on AdWords of like say $2,000 a month, but they'll also have their own management fees on top of that. So you just need to know how much that's actually costing you. It might be a $1,000 management fee, and it might be $2,000 in spend. So in all honesty, you're spending $3,000 for your monthly budget. What type of tracking are they putting in place? So do they have those that conversion tracking in place to be able to track which keywords are actually working in your campaigns, and also to be able to track if it's a pay-per-click call versus a SEO organic call versus a direct call. So you need to be able to kind of delineate between those different types of calls that are coming in. And how will you track your key performance indicators? Do they have a reporting system set up for you? Are they showing you what's converting and what's not, and what your average cost per lead is that is being generated? Make sure that you're getting that information. And will you be setting up specific landing pages for each of the ad groups, or are they just redirecting the traffic to your website homepage? Just remember that your landing pages are going to work 10 times better every time, so make sure that they have those set up. You can ask them if they're split testing ads in each ad group, which any ad agency should be doing, and are they leveraging all of those ad extensions that I mentioned earlier? That's really going to make you pop out in the search results. And then just remember, you should have a target in terms of cost per lead and your return on investment. So make sure they kind of have an idea of what you're shooting for when it comes to average cost per lead. And then, we should be tracking, how many leads are actually converting, and again, what your actual return on investment is when it comes to the end of the day. So let's just kind of go over what makes our campaigns here at Roofing Marketers a little better than most and different than most. We split the campaign into those strategic ad groups, like I mentioned before. So based on our experience, we've kind of found out which ad groups work the best, and those are the ones we currently use in all of our campaigns. Again, depending on which services you offer and which ones are most profitable. We set up those conversion optimized landing pages, so we don't send any traffic to anything on your website. We make dedicated landing pages for each service. And then we set up that true conversion optimization. So, you know how many calls and web forms you're getting. You know where they're coming from. Are they coming from the pay-per-click campaign, or are they coming from, organic search? And then also which keywords in your ad campaigns are actually converting for you. So, which ones are generating leads and which aren't. So you need to be able to designate or be able to have that tracking in place. And we do that all for our clients. And then for each ad group, we do set up multiple text ads. We rotate back and forth just to be able to be testing them all the time, so we can figure out which ads are working the best, which aren't working. And then we also provide you with that KPI dashboard that we'll show you again here in a moment, but it helps you, again, track the most important metrics. Doesn't kind of sorts through all the nitty gritty and gets you an idea of, how much your leads are actually costing, what your actual return on investment is for your AdWords campaign. So, and then again, remember that we do provide complete transparency in terms of our spend to AdWords. Our fees include, our monthly management fees include the management of your AdWords, and then a whole bunch of other stuff like the website and SEO and everything. And then your ad spend, is on top of that, but we are very clear about that. And then what really separates us from other agencies? So there's a lot of marketing agencies out there, and there's even a bunch of agencies that solely work with roofers. But what really separates us from every single one of those is what we do differently. And that is we actually we not only create landing pages, but we create kind of like a mini site of landing pages. So we don't just have one highly profitable landing page or high converting landing page. We actually create for each client a landing page for every single service that they offer or type of roof that they offer, because we just know that if people land on a landing page about metal roofing, it's going to convert better than if it just says roofing, no matter what it looks like. So we create usually 5 to 7 different high converting landing pages for each of our clients. And we separate each of those landing pages out. We have a desktop version and a mobile version, and we've tested each of those landing pages on the desktop and on mobile to see what converts better and how we arrange everything on the page, and see, we've kind of figured out how everything needs to be arranged for the best possible conversion rates on each type of device. The other thing that we do that a lot of other people don't do when it comes to AdWords is we actually have started using multi-step contact forms. This might be getting a little technical, but a lot of people will use one very long looking contact form. So it'll have like 5 or 6 fields for a person that lands on that page to fill out. And it kind of turns a lot of homeowners off. So what we do is we have a specific landing page that has contact forms where they do one field at a time, and it only shows them one field at a time. And we've discovered that they actually convert about 300% better than the original long form landing pages or long form web forms. So that's something that we do very differently than a lot of other people out there. And then each of those forms, another big point that we like to reiterate is that when people submit a contact form on our landing pages, what happens is your company will actually get an automated call from our system, and it will immediately connect you from that call to the lead that just submitted that contact form. So you'll basically never miss a lead, and you'll be able to get in contact with them basically within the next 30 seconds. And we've seen this to increase our conversion rates substantially. There's a lot of times that people will just send those email leads, and then you might not call them till later the next afternoon, and by that point they've already talked to another roofing company. They've already set up an estimate, and they're not interested anymore. So this is one way that really separates us from the pack, and you're just going to be able to close a lot more jobs by doing this. Again, just to take a look for you to look one more time at what our KPI dashboards look like. again, is just going to separate out everything very clearly for you so you know what that average cost per lead is and what your investment is and what your return on investment is.
Well, that was great, Brian. Some really detailed information there on what we do and what should be done, right, to really generate the best return on investment on your ad spend. And it's a difficult thing. Google is a tricky place when it comes to paid advertising. You could go in there and spend a lot of money with no results if you're not doing it right. And so we hope that all of the details that we went into today will help you create better ad campaigns for your business and to generate a better return on investment. And what we would love to do for you, if you have an opportunity, if you're interested, is give us a call at 855-799-1252 or go to roofermarketers.com/apply. And what we'll do for you is we'll put together an ROI projection based on the area that you live in, the average cost per click in that area and things like that, and really dive into what a successful campaign would look like for you. And we'll do that free of charge, no problem. Give us a call. No, we're not going to try to sell you on anything. We do it as a strategic call for you. And what we'll do here is put together a KPI dashboard for you specifically. We'll do an expected ROI, kind of projected jobs from that. We'll talk about your closing ratios, your average revenue per job, and break that down into what kind of investment you need to make. One of the things that's different with pay-per-click marketing than some other types of marketing, well, a lot of types of marketing, is that sometimes you have to have a minimum ad spend to even kind of get the right results for your area. And in that, so we'll also provide you with what a minimum viable ad spend would be for where you're at and where you're located. So if you want to take advantage of that, please, reach out to us, give us a call, go to roofermarketers.com/apply. As we promised, at the end of the webinar, we're giving you our master webinar list. So thank you for sticking around and paying attention for this, for this hour. And just go to roofermarketers.com/master-negative-list, and that will give you your free gift from us. And hopefully you have gotten a lot of good benefit out of today's training. And like I said, feel free to reach out anytime. Call us directly, 855-799-1252, or go to roofermarketers.com/apply. And we'll hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone.